money-making party people, unless, of course, you've been watching this show, and in that case, you owe the bank a lot of money. If I turn you into a money-making party person, you can call me Spencer Pierce. If I blow a hole through your wallet, my name is Will Shea. The culmination of a season's work is at its peak as we reach the Final Four. Of course, I'm sure you know the saying too, where there's basketball, there's money to be made. I promise you that someone said that. But before we get started into the good stuff, let's talk about what happened last week. The almighty Ben Schulman cut down the $100 of debt by half with an incredible $53 showing. We're not sure how he did it. Could it be because of the Canadian dollars, the value? It's a little different over there. Did he cheat? With only a few shows left in this semester, it's up to this handsome guy with two thumbs to get the debt back to, well, zero. That's kind of how debt works. And if we take a look at the standings, oh, brother, 2 weeks in a row with profit isn't bad, but come on, fellas. At the bottom, come on. You're telling me I have to literally lose $1 and I can be in the top half for this semester. That is absolutely unreal, and that's a task I'm willing to take on. So let's transition over to the actual games now. First up on the docket, Duke and North Carolina. I'll save you the time and not tell you about the historic rivalry that we all know about, but what I will tell you is that these Blue Devils, they're out for revenge in what will potentially be the most watched March Madness game in history due to the storylines of the rivalry, Coach K, the crowd that Duke draws. I like the Blue Devils to handle the pressure and win comfortably in a comfortable margin by -4 for $10, and they'll be well on the way to the national championship. But not so fast. This UNC team didn't rip through defending champions Baylor, stifle 2021 Final Four UCLA Bruins, and then put a harding on the best story in college basketball history, the St. Peter's Peacocks, just to lose to their most hated rival. The trio of Brady Manick, Caleb Love, and Armando Bacot are hitting their stride at the perfect time. With that being said, I also capital LOVE what Duke has been able to do offensively, but their defense freaks me out just a little bit, coming in at 45th in adjusted defensive efficiency. I don't just like the Tar Heels to go over 73.5 points. I love it. Put $10 on the Heels to go over their team total. We're not done just yet, though. Remember the whole capital LOVE thing? Yeah, I'm sticking to that. Let's take a look at both these defenses quickly. We talked about Duke's pretty non-existent defense, and I think that holds up in this game. Now, on the defensive end for UNC, yeah, they're pretty good, but there's a key component we're forgetting about. Mark Williams has finally gotten the attention he deserves, and he's coming out of his shell at the right time. Pair him with Paolo Banchero on the inside, and there are going to be a lot of buckets. Not only buckets, but you don't think Coach K might have dished a little extra cheddar to these refs? The whistle will be blowing all night long in what will be an intensely physical battle. Let's not forget, these teams have combined for 175 and 154 in their previous two matchups. And in the game of a lifetime, you really think this game is going under? Give me $20 on the over at 151. And hey, if UNC goes over their team total by just half a point, you and I would only need Duke to score 77 points. It seems a little easier right now, doesn't it? Yeah, kind of explain it. It sounds a little easier. Let's get to the other side, though. The only one seed left in the tournament, in the Kansas Jayhawks, and of course, the perennially dangerous Villanova Wildcats. Villanova has owned Kansas 5-4 in all-time matchups, including 4 of the last 5 matchups. Once Coach K walks out of the door, I don't think it's crazy to say that Jay Wright takes the title as best coach in the nation. He'll have to prove that by game planning without Justin Moore, arguably the team's best player, due to his Achilles tear in the Elite Eight. In my mind, I don't see his absence being too much of a problem in pairing a motivated team rallying around their injured teammate and a Kansas team that likes to take their time getting their first half buckets. I find it wise to throw $5 on Villanova plus 1.5 in the first half. As for the game, I think the Jayhawks rebound from that slow start, just like they did against Miami, where they outscored the Hurricanes 47-15. Yeah, you heard that right. That deficit wasn't so much offense clicking on all cylinders as it was the Jayhawks stifling defense. Kansas is incredibly efficient on the defensive end, especially from behind the arc. I think the Wildcats can keep this game close by playing their best ball on the defensive end and hanging and banging on the inside with KU. That's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. I'm putting $5 on the Jayhawks to cover -4.5. Now, we'll mosey our way down to the player props where things get really exciting. Let's stay on the same side of this game and talk about Mr. Cognac himself, Remy Martin, he's smooth, baby. Martin has proved to be a dominant force off the bench, a spot that gives the Jayhawks a really nice spark when the offense looks stagnant. With that, Martin is an energizer bunny that any coach is jealous of, so for Bill Self to deploy him at any moment is huge. Martin plays with a contagious energy that translates to the offensive end. Plus, it doesn't hurt that he's a mid-range killer. With the defense mostly concerned with David McCormick's size and Ochai Abaji's star power, I really like Martin to eclipse 11.5 points. I'm putting $10 on that. The guy on the other side, though, is no slouch, that being Colin Gillespie. Gillespie is, as mentioned, without his right-hand man, Justin Moore, so he'll need to keep up the scoring. The problem there is that Kansas is a great defensive team, as mentioned, and Gillespie might find himself as more of a facilitator, especially if he can't get his three ball going, which he shot almost 300 of this past season. That's like me in the Barnes Center. Putting Alexander Hamilton on the boy from Pennsylvania to dish out 4 assists. Last 2. I promise. And they're both coming in baby blue. The Manic, the myth, the legend, Brady Manic has been absolutely bonkers this tournament, garnering 86 points in the 4 games that the Heels have played. His play and caveman appearance have been awesome to see, and the guy chucks up threes like no one's business, making 47% of them through the tournament. I do get slightly worried about Paolo Banchero guarding the big fella, but if Duke resorts back to the zone that has been extremely effective this tournament, look for Manic to pick that apart. Give me $5 on Manic to score over 16.5 points. Last but not least, Armando Bacot. If there was no such thing as Oscar Tshiebwe, we would all be in awe of Bacot's work on the boards. He's pulled down 63 rebounds in 4 games. That's pretty good, I would say. I don't know about you. The books have his line at 13.5 rebounds, and I hate it. Bacot is a guy that plays tough and with a lot of emotion, so he'll be sure to get down there on the boards. But Duke knows better than to let him get loose. I'm going to take his under on rebounds for $10. Now, I know what you're saying. Spencer, you didn't pick a champion yet. Listen here, kiddos. You really think I would let you hang in? To pick a champion, it all comes down to advantages and matchups. As you know, I like KU and Duke to meet each other in the championship. I think Kansas will use a lot of second half power to get past Villanova, and I think Duke gets by UNC in an incredible game. They'll get that day of rest on Sunday, and then it's go time on Monday night. Duke might be banged up, thanks to the likes of Mr. Bacot, thank you, and Kansas will look to be chomping at the bit. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here, but here's what I do know. Plus 185 on a championship for what some are saying is the most complete team in the tournament sounds like money to me. Put 15 smackaroos on Kansas to win the whole thing at plus 185 and listen to America rejoice as Coach K leaves the world of college basketball alone for good. Let's recap. Let's recap. Yeah, you're gonna win money. I said it. There's really not much to it. You're gonna win money, and it's all gonna be thanks to me. And like I said in the beginning, if you don't win money, you can say, "What's up, Will Shea? I will be your Will Shea." How about that? We love Mr. Cognac on the top, Remy Martin for $10, Colin Gillespie on the other side. He'll be passing the ball a lot. And as you heard, Kansas Jayhawks. The Midwest Mafia, baby. Ever heard of it? I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the games. More importantly, most importantly, enjoy the green in your pocket after Monday night. Huge thanks to January 18th for letting me turn 21 and coming on the show, and of course, to the masterminds behind this, Braden Reed, Ethan Frank, and Ryan Nelson. Keep your fingers crossed, and let's do this thing.